Hello everyone, my name is Alo Chinwe. I'm a victim, or I was a victim of rape. And I know when most people get to hear of this, they'll think, oh, she was probably a wayward girl or one thing or the other. You know, one thought comes to your mind. You know that thought that comes to your mind when you hear she was raped. It happened 4 years ago when I met this cute guy. I was going to the salon, you know, because I was still a bit weak from my illness. I almost fell that day on the road because I was still a bit dizzy. And even though I was sick, I could still notice a fine boy, you know, and we exchanged numbers, and that was it. This happened 4 years ago, so I tried taking it out of my mind. So we got talking, and a particular day, okay, we're supposed to meet like on several occasions. I looked for things to say, like, okay, I'm busy, this, that. I tried to avoid our meeting. After the day he met me, he picked me up while I was about to fall. That was the first day we met. Then the second time we met, that was the time this thing happened. That day, I don't know, so many things were trying to draw me back from going that day, but I just wanted to follow. What would I say I was following? I went to see him that day, and we got talking to get to know ourselves better. And he kept asking questions, and we were trying to get along and get to know ourselves. At least if something was going to happen, we'll know ourselves now. He asked me some questions. Okay, then he offered me food. I refused. I said I wasn't going to eat anything. That was fine. At first I was, foaming, girls. I was foaming. I didn't want to take anything. Then he brought a juice pack. Said, take juice. At least if you're not going to eat anything, you're going to take drink. And I said, thank you, I don't want anything. He brought water. I drank the water. I said, okay, that was the only thing I could take. And then later on, after some hours that I stood up, that I was about to leave, he said I wasn't going to leave. He said I wasn't going to leave, that I had to take something. The drink. Not knowing that he had drugged it, for the use of the word. He gave me the drink, and I was like, okay, thank you. Okay, even if you're going to give me the drink, let me take it to my house. I didn't want to form again. I said, let me take it to my house. I'll drink it in my house. He said, no, I had to take the drink there. And I thought, okay, it was all a joke. And I was looking at him like, no, thank you, I don't want. And then the next thing, he brought out a knife. And he said, you're going to take this drink here now, or you die. And I just thought of it. I said, to hell with whatever is going to happen. Let me take the drink, because I would rather take the drink and let him, because I know obviously what he wanted to do was to have his way with me. And I took the drink, and that was it. I went blank. And then I woke up like hours later on the bed, naked, with blood. So I went for rehearsals, and I still tried to hide my pain from people, from friends. I didn't say anything to anybody. There's something you need to know, that silence doesn't help, or keeping secrets doesn't help me. I hid my pain that day. Even if it was something painful, it was something bad, but where did it get me? Nowhere. I didn't tell anybody. I played with people at rehearsals that day. I laughed, I joked, normal me. I left rehearsals, and I kept up like that. First month, I didn't see my period. And my period used to be irregular. Sometimes I might see it this month and I'm not seeing it the next month. So I felt it was probably a normal thing. After 6 months, my mom my stomach wasn't big. Some people might even think, oh, her stomach has gotten big, so she's pregnant. No, my stomach wasn't big. I still had my flat tummy. My stomach was just a little bit big. And I felt okay, maybe because I was eating midnight food. Imagine at 6 months, and I was still thinking, maybe because of midnight food. I gave my mom and my sister the results. My sister studied medicine, so she could understand all the medical terms they wrote there, everything they wrote there. So I gave it to her. She checked it and she smiled. Chinwe, you're pregnant. And I said, pregnancy. Then they Bluetooth Samabina WhatsApp. And she said, my mom just looked at me, Chinwe. Even if they tell me of all my children that Chinwe is pregnant, I would never believe it. My dad wanted to go there, my parents, my sister's boyfriends, they wanted to go there to know the Jibola that did such thing, such beastly thing to the sweet Chinwe. My family members got back home and they asked me, are you sure that's the place? I had to go back with them the next time, like, yes. I took them to the place and they were like, there's nobody by that name. And even my pastor could believe this story, and he just called me and asked me some questions, and when I explained to him, he said, Oyola. I was looking at the dog like, this baby is supposed to have something. This baby is supposed to have one sickness or the other, one issue or the other that will make this baby die. And the doctor said, nothing. Your baby is okay. And this baby was cute. She was so cute. Other babies were disturbing their mothers in the theater. And my baby slept peacefully. Don't forget, I never knew any other man before him. We got back home the next day. I imagine having a baby today and you're going back home the next day. It's sometimes, how would I put it? I don't know. But it was just God. I just didn't want anybody to start looking at me like, what's wrong with this one? Are you your husband's house? I didn't, because I was still feeling bad that I had a baby in my father's house. And I have lived well. It's just God's grace. I would say I'm just enjoying God. It's just been God's grace and mercy keeping me all the while. And I would want to tell you, that young girl out there, don't think that you were raped because you probably wear indecent clothes or you live a wayward life. No. Sometimes it might be that you shouldn't tempt these guys. And an abortion is not it should not be the end part of your story. You would, trust me, you would get to love your baby. If you're thinking of having an abortion, you might have probably gone through the same thing that I have gone through, or you might have gone through worse. Just know that God loves you, and He has something in store for you. Like me, He turned my mess into a message, and I'm here to tell you my story today. I want to say a big thank you to Inside Naija for giving me this avenue to share my story. It wasn't easy at first, but it's sweet now sharing my story. And you guys should, people out there, listen to or view Inside Naija and share our story.
Become one of us by clicking the subscribe button or follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for more interesting stories.